Hi guys, welcome back. Continuing on from my video that I was producing yesterday for this Strat neck. It's had a refret, it's been levelled, it's had its edges rounded over. The majority of that work's been done. I do go back and forth. And just to check where I've missed spots, and I find and refine throughout the process the curved edges of the fretboard, because what you might think is curved enough at one point turns out not to be later on, so don't be afraid to go back in and rework bits here and there. I can notice already a couple of not as rounded as I wanted areas. It's a shame in beautiful weather that my missus is in the park and I'm indoors in the shed making a beautiful fretboard, but that's just the way I have chosen to lead my life. Yeah, feeling a lot better after a sleep. Yesterday I was so tired. I almost had a bit of a, what do you call it? One of those things. I almost burnt myself out. That's what I was looking for. And I just had a very nice chat with a customer called Gabriel, who's dropped me around a really nice older body to spray purple, and put together a guitar for him, doing this essentially, the fret leveling, crowning, rounding and polishing, and put it all together for him and set it up and so on. So that'll be good. Drilled a couple of holes for that already. It's got a Charvel neck, which is pretty good quality. Okay, so now I'm at a point where I can look at all of these rounded edges and say, yeah, let's move on to the next stage, which is taking the sanding block that I was telling you about yesterday at a fine grit. This one actually. You want something that's not really smooth. You don't want something that's worn out already like this one. You want something with a bit more of the what do you call it, sand in place. And the technique here is to just go up and down, catching the edges of the frets with friction. Working in a circular motion as well to get the upper parts of the fret end. Definitely a wobbly video, but you know, unedited, raw footage from the workshop as ever. We won't stop for anyone. We don't have time to edit. Okay, so we've done that. Just going to get the brush here, dust off the extra particles because we don't want them getting ground into the fretboard as we work on the other side. Make sure it's completely cleaned of metal and dust particles. Now what you can see, hopefully in focus, no, it doesn't want to do what I want it to. It doesn't want to focus on the end of the fret, unfortunately. Can I catch it? Almost. No. Oh, I don't know guys, I definitely need a new camera. What can I do? There you can see a bit more from the top, I guess. The fret ends are rounded, they're very smooth. That's pretty much what we're looking for at this stage. So, cameraman of death. We did the other side. Checked everything with the file pretty much. There's one bit here I'd like more curved. That technique again is like an angled swooping, and you follow around the shape that you're looking for. You also need to go down or up to bring the fret more level with the board at times. There are other files that you used earlier on in the process for that. Fret end beveling file, but they don't always get it exactly how you want it. This is a refinement process after all, and this tiny tool from Crimson Guitars will serve you very well. It takes a while to get the knack of it because it has a kind of springiness because it's so thin. At times I've thought it might have been better to make this half the size, but at the same time the swooping action is really what you're looking for, and you want as much of the file as possible. It saves you time. To be able to do like a full round rather than stop halfway. Just getting some of the tops of those frets, because as you go around you do kind of create another point. And you can see this is really time consuming work, you know, it's depending on your eye. The luthier is in total control of whether it goes wrong or right. And obviously if you're doing this as a hobby, you don't have the element of finances stressing you as much. But if you're doing this for a living, you can imagine you want to get this process locked down to an efficient time. I think it's probably more in the eye and the technique than anything else. I have this nice hook that I put into the end of mine, which fits in my pinky finger and gives me a bit more control. That's another tip. Okay, so that side is perfect.